Hey, I wanted to go over with you the, the question that you were asking on question 8 real quick. And maybe this will clear up. I'm going to do A and C for you, and then hopefully you can figure out D. So sometimes with these, it may be easier for you to convert it to a degree, and that may be able to help you a little bit more. But let's take a look. I'm going to do the whiteboard real quick. All right, so we have 17 pi over 5, right? So what you can do is you can think about this as, all right, so obviously 17 pi over 5 is more than 2 pi, okay? So if I divided this, it's going to be more than 2 pi. The reason why I know that, let's think about the unit circle, right? This would be 0 pi over 5. This will be 2.5 pi over 5, right? Because it's half. And this will be 5 pi over 5 because this is pi. This will be 7.5 pi over 5. And then again, this will be 10 pi over 5. So a full all the way around is 360 degrees, right? Which is 2 pi. Okay, so 360 degrees is the same thing as 2 pi. So that I know that 10 pi over 5, right, is my full 2 pi. So what we can do here, we want our answer to be between 0 and 2 pi, right, for the coterminal. So what I can do here is I can think, okay, if I subtracted this by 2 pi, then I know that I will have an answer between 0 and 2 pi. So the reason for this one is you have to subtract it because it's more than 2 pi. And so to do that is I know that 2 pi, we can get the common denominator, which will be 5. And so therefore I have to multiply this by 5, which is what I said was that 10 pi over 5. So 17 pi over 5 minus 10 pi over 5 equals 7 pi over 5. This is not the answer they wanted. It says on here, if you look over here, it says, note, you can enter pi in your answers. So the answer here, it gives you decimal, but if you put 7 times pi divided by 5 in the calculator, it's going to give you this 4.3982229. Okay, so that's how you do that one. All right, let's look at C. Like I said, sometimes it may be easier if you just convert it to a degree, and then it helps you to see it a little bit easier. So we have 67 pi over 2. So let's just think about this. This is way over one loop, right? So you go one loop, and you do another, then you do another, then you do another, because 4 pi over 2 would be just one loop, right? So let's convert this to degrees to kind of see, okay, how many degrees is this? So I do 67 times 180. And then I divide it by 2. So this is 6,030 degrees, okay? So how many loops? Think about one loop is 360 degrees, right? We do another loop, that's another 360. So how many loops are we doing? How many times are we going? How many revolutions are we going down? So what we would do is we would divide this to see how many loops. So I do 6,030 divided by 360 is 16.75. So that means there's 16 full loops, okay? So how many times? 16 times. So if I do 360 times my 16, that would be 5,760 degrees, okay? So that means full loops we can do, okay? So we want to see how many do I have left over? How many degrees do I have left over? Where do I end? So 6,030 minus that would be left with 270 degrees. So that would be our coterminal angle would be 270. Now we want to leave our answer in radians. So how do I convert that to radians? We multiply by pi over 180. And then if you put that in the calculator, that's going to reduce to 3 pi over 2. And I believe if you put that in the calculator, 3 times second pi, 2, it's going to give you that 4.7, which should be the answer. Yeah, 4.712. Okay. So what I would suggest for these is to convert them. If they're less than 2 pi, when you convert them, they're less than 2 pi, then you can always add 2 pi to it. If it's more than 2 pi, then you can take away 2 pi from it. I hope this clears it up a little bit for you. I sent you the 2 answers on the 2.2 practice. And let me know if you need anything else.